Ignaz Gretner, who is Vice President of the PC-12 program. We'll tell you what's happening this year with PC-12 sales and what we see happening in the future. And then finally, Andre Zimmerman, who is Vice President of the PC-24 program, will give you a little bit of an update on where we are. Some very good news related to the flight test program on the PC-24. And then I'll come back up at the end and moderate a Q&A session, and also want to give everyone a special invitation to an event we have at the Static Display on Wednesday. Without further ado, please welcome Pilatus Aircraft Limited Chief Executive Officer, Marcus Bucher.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me to address a few words to you in general about Pilatus. I think it's a bit different. We try to also educate media a bit on what the company is all about behind the products that are at this point in time selling quite well. First of all, the subject that I would like to talk about is radical innovation at Pilatus. Radical innovation in that sense is then if you do not only innovate the product, if you bring a product to the market that is unique, that has got capability, know what the product has. It's a product that starts in a niche, but hopefully if you do it right, it will actually become a product that sets the new standard, so as the PC-12 did. With the PC-24, we took a radical approach. My colleague Andre will tell you a little bit more about it. But where we are at this point in time, we're halfway through the flight test program. We can say that we have managed to design freeze, which run 1,000 hours on the aircraft, and we are exactly where we expected to be after that 1 1.5 year of flight test. So in the fourth quarter next year, we plan to do the first deliveries again. More to that is going to be his own rig. We commenced series production on the aircraft. We are also actually growing our infrastructure by about 400,000 square feet. 1/3 of that is in America, in Denver, Colorado. So all new facilities with the objective to be more efficient, where we have got one process, for instance, in Switzerland, we have one assembly hangar where we assemble all 6 different products of the company. So that is about 140, 120 to 150 aircraft per year in a facility that generates about 800, roughly 80,000 square feet. That's the size of the facility. In America, we bring all together in one facility from various hangars in order to be more innovative and also to be more efficient in those facilities. So efficiency is a big theme at Pilatus. State-of-the-art manufacturing, we replace all our manufacturing 5-ax milling technology. We reduce throughput time by 50%. That is why the PC-24 has so much integrated parts, so much milling parts, aluminum milling parts, that we have to innovate in order to be competitive in the price tag and the price range. So that was is going to go live by mid next year as well. Last but not least, I also would like to emphasize that we continuously invest into our product enhancement. The PC-21 sold to the Royal Australian Air Force last year. We just got that aircraft certified with about 250 changes on the platform. Customer by customer, we improve the product as we go along, and it's an important element of our business. Customer come first. That's part of our vision, it's part of our mission, it is part of our daily life. So let me talk a little bit about why customer comes first at Pilatus. I think PC-12 is a prime example. We've invested a lot of money last year in Model 16 improvements. That has been honored by our customers, and I can be proud to say that our stats are going up very much. So our sales are going up in 2016 by PC-12. More details by Ignaz a little bit later on. We obviously also plan to produce fewer PC-12 in 2017. The reason for that is not to saturate the market. The plan that we have at Pilatus is the supply and demand is something that we live and breathe every day. If the market isn't taking more airplanes, we are not going to produce more aircraft, and that we have done for 20 years in the past, ever since the introduction of the PC-12. That's why the resale value of the aircraft is so high. And it's one of our fundamental objectives to protect our customers' investments and to make sure that their product is of high value. Industry leading customer support. For that, we are very proud of being #1 in our category for many years. Ignaz will tell you more about it. it is very important for us to also become number one eventually on the PC24, a different league, a different customer segment. We know how to step up. We have got people, and we'll talk about a little bit later on why that won't be possible. Continuous R&D commitment to all aircraft platforms. So Pilatus, whenever there is a technology available in America, typically this is where it comes from. We take that system, we take that innovation, we integrate it into our system and make sure that the reliability and the cost of ownership can the reliability goes up and the cost of ownership goes down. I think there is a lot of innovation around in the industry right now, and particularly here in America, we'll take advantage of that and invest it into our future platform. It's a distinctive objective that we want to remain number one in our business. Talk about people, the Pilatus family. You may say, well, everybody is doing that. Everybody is looking after people. And everybody has got the most talented, motivated, experienced and stable workforce. I think, just give you a few examples, Pilatus did not lay off any personnel for 25 years. So if we have got up and downs, we just don't know, get rid of people. We care about people. We had to increase, luckily, because of the introduction of the PC24, but also our growing business in the military and general aviation altogether. We increased our staff by 40% in 4 years and still have an average tenure of 12 years per person. Those are high numbers, and that is actually what is one of the very key to success of the company, that we have got long-term employment. US sales and service network is something that I cannot emphasize more, but since the outset of the PC12, we decided that we will have an exclusive distributorship around the world who is selling our general aviation products. And ever since, if times are good, we celebrate. If times are bad, we suffer together. And that actually bounces together. We haven't had any changes, any major changes, ownership changes, but the people on the shop floor remained all the same. That's really one of the secrets of Pilatus, to grow the small industry in America in the different areas, and that is on how we would like to support US industry out of Switzerland. Last but not least, we are very proud of the launch of our apprenticeship program in Denver. We want to take young, talented people. Not everybody is perfect to go to university and becomes a doctor. Some of the people that we have out here proudly they work with their hands, perfect craftsmanship. We want to identify those talents. We want to train them profoundly in detail and have them to produce even better products. So we've started with that program in America, very much supported by our ambassador, the US ambassador in Switzerland, Susie Lovain. She has actually initiated that program with the exchange of the dual educational system, well established in Switzerland, to bring that to America. So we are going to leave that in our subsidiary and hope we make even better products with better trained people. Next. One thing that is also very important to Pilatus, we want to invest into the US. About 30% of our annual turnover, on average over the past 10 years, has been done in America. And since it is the second most important market, only more sales we generate over 10 years is in Asia, quite interestingly, but that it's probably also because of our location and also because of the product capability, particularly in the military world. We want to invest into the facility in Bromfield. That's a good start. Thomas and I have a lot of discussion about that, and we would like to do much more. So let's see how we can develop in America. But the facility, just the picture shown, will actually have all the different hangars scattered around on the airport. We move on the west side of the airport that we have at our facilities that we have in Bromfield. Making sure that everything is brought together into one facility. So 1/3 of all our facility setup will be in America. Increase of employment, we will double our staff with our subsidiary, but not only the subsidiary, but actually our distributors have to grow with Pilatus, which is a number which is far higher than that what we're going to increase with the successful introduction of the PC24. Interestingly as well, for the PC24, for the very first time in history, more than 70% on the bill of material is of US origin. True US origin is all avionics, and it is all, engine is completely 100% of US ownership, and a lot of the systems, a lot of minor systems on the aircraft is of US origin. So the more good stuff you have, tell us, let us know, we will integrate it in the best airline. I think just my last slide is on the company itself. Pilatus is a bit of a different company. We were big nor small. We are no longer in a real SME. In American terms, I think we are an SME. The company is privately owned. There are only a handful of people that own the company. We are not interested in short-term, quarter-to-quarter financial statements. In the company, we talk about the average turnover over 5 years. Think about that. Whether we have a couple of $100 million more, or whether we have 20% fluctuation in turnover per annum, that's okay with us. We are not looking for short-term success. Whatever we invest into the next generation. I think that's one of the success. I'm in the company for 30 years. For the first 20 years, we actually had to get rid of the debt of the company because we were in very bad shape. For the past 10 years, we plan on the future, and for the next 10 years, we will actually invest our profit into new products, into growing our business worldwide. So the investment of our continuous profit goes into our new products, but not only. Radical innovation requires that we have new ideas. We ask our customers what they want. We add our capability. We try to do it more efficient. We try to do it on less square meter over roof. Use digitalization and all those new capabilities that are coming available. That results today, the company generates per person more than $500,000 revenue per person. I think that's quite unique in that industry. We actually geared for cyclical business. I talked about that, going up and down, and our owners are really interested in the long-term success. They care about people, they care about the future of the company, and I think in that business, aviation, you cannot invest $1 billion in a new product and then just think about 5 or 7 years ahead. It's impossible. You cannot also finance it, you have to finance it yourself. Pilatus maintains a shallow hierarchy, something else very important. I myself, I'm a mechanic. I've been trained as an apprentice and made it all the way up to the CEO. Some of them people say it's a wrong decision, but let's see what's going to happen in the future. But I'm proud of that. I'm walking the halls, I'm talking to the worker and the blue collars. To me, very important to get their ideas and what we should do better. And I think the overall picture with 3 levels of hierarchy in the organization has made Pilatus where we are today, a successful company. Thank you very much. I think as next, I would like to hand over to Ignaz Breitner to tell us a little bit about himself.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to give you some further information around 5 corner messages of the PC12 program. And I would like to start with what's number 1, as Marcus already outlined, with the customer. What's better than an independent survey by somebody who is known as you cannot change his opinion. It's always open. It's always an open feedback. To get an open feedback from the customer and like the ProPilot magazine. Well, it's a great highlight and a great honor for Pilatus that we have been rated by number 1 by our customers, and even more so, it is for the 15th consecutive year that we've won that. I think that's a real great statement by our customers. This following year, we will enter into the business jet market with the PC-24 in 2017. We are committed to raise the bar, and we know it's going to be a high bar. So we will develop new customer programs, and I can assure you, where it makes sense, we will also make that available then for the PC-12 customers. The entire PC-12 Pilatus team is excited, from engineers to manufacturing to sales to service, including the network, but we have won that in this challenging environment. We believe there is a simple formula of a great aircraft with outstanding services combined. That's how we create the greatest value for our customers. I'd like to thank the customers that they have stayed with us and stayed with us as a partner for such a long time. Last year, we introduced the 2016 PC12NG in Las Vegas, and I'm very happy to tell you that with the new features, like the many small changes we've done on the airframe, more than 12 different changes, we've achieved the 285 knots top speed. We've reduced the noise level, and we've updated the interior design options. We obviously made something right, because the market responded very positively. In this challenging market, we've been able to be on track to deliver 90 airplanes this year, which is more than 20% more than in 2015. In this challenging market, I think the growth of the PC-12 is a strong testimony of the unique value of that product and its services. Talking about the market, one key element is also the value. And we're not only in the business of selling new airplanes, we also want to provide services so the customer is happy. And the pre-owned market is very important. And the PC-12 market is very strong, because we always monitor also the market and make sure we don't deliver too many airplanes. According to JetNet, less than 4% of the global fleet of PC-12s is listed for sale at the moment. But far more important for the end customers, actually, a 10-year-old 2006 model PC-12 is still valued at 80% of its original factory new average equipment price, according to Google. So if you invest in the PC-12, you keep your value. Also, a study conducted by Ronald Linson and Associated in early 2016 determined that the 10-year average annual depreciation rate for a PC-12 is only 6% a year. Very strong statement in that market. And the story goes on. Still this year, we will deliver 1,000 PC-12 to North America, and in next year, about mid-year, we will deliver the 1,500th PC-12 to an international customer. And the worldwide fleet of PC-12 will also surpass the 6 million hour milestone next year. We are convinced that in good or in poor economic environment, there is a flight to quality. Aircraft manufacturing is like a banking business. You only let your customer down once, and we stay with our customer, and it's important. We know that the best marketing to sell a PC-12 to a new customer is to have a current customer talk to that customer, or a potential customer. We've done that many times, and it always works. Remember, many of you, at least I know many of you, have been in the market for a long, long time, and you know the old logo like the PCX11, nobody understood when we started the market. And not only the logo has changed many times, we also continuously invested, more importantly, into the airplane, so that this customer can provide arguments why somebody wants to buy a PC-12, including arguments to his family or to his owner of the company why he wants to buy a new PC-12. So we commit to do so in the future. We will invest more, but not only to the aircraft, but also to the services, because it's all a package to stay in number one. With that, I would like to hand over to my colleague, Andre.
thanks for attending our press conference, Pilatus NBAA press conference. And it's a great opportunity for me, for all of us, to give you the latest and greatest update on the PC24 program. As Mark has already mentioned, we are halfway through the program, and I would like to give you now an in-depth update on where we are and what we do with our beautiful aircraft. Development program is on track. We coming forward, we progress according to our plan. So far we achieved very important milestones. Just to give you some examples of what we consider important milestones. We had the natural icing campaign successfully concluded this year. We did also the hot weather trials in Phoenix. We did hot and high in Angel Fire. We went to the climatic chamber at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida with our aircraft P02. We did some other water pond testing in the UK. So we did a lot of testing this year. It was a very detailed, very intense program. So the program is basically on track for certification for FAA and the EASA certification next year, the third quarter, followed by the first customer delivery to US customer. As you probably have read, first aircraft will go to the fractional program PlaneSense and is right now, as we speak, on production line. So the first aircraft is on track as well and will be delivered right after certification next year. If we look a little bit closer into the flight test campaign as such, as what we are going to do and where we are. We have two aircraft at the moment in the flight test program, two prototypes, P01 and P02. Together, as of yesterday, hot off the press, 1,032 hours and exactly 600 flights as of yesterday evening were achieved with the two aircraft flying in the program. Several locations served us to get best, efficient and safe flight test campaign. So we have been to Spain, to Granada, many times we have been to the UK, to Scotland, to Iceland and of course to the US with P02 to do a lot of testing out of Phoenix with the aircraft. One of the biggest milestones we achieved just a couple of days ago were the aerodynamic design freeze. So the aircraft is now speed-wise and altitude-wise completely operational. We opened the envelope and it was a big milestone just a couple of days ago. In terms of performance, we are very happy what we see. I come to that in a minute, but the aircraft behaves better than what we expected, and this is also great news to share with you this morning. Our third prototype aircraft, P03, is right now in system integration. We expect in a couple of weeks power on, and the first flight is planned for the first quarter of 2017, followed by immediate flight test activities out of Stans in Europe and other places. On future progression, there is a lot to do. We are, as I mentioned, just halfway through. There is still a lot to do. So we have dedicated certification tests to fly with handling qualities, performance validation, auto flight system, noise, etc. So there is a big bunch of test cards to be ticked off till we get to certification. I can show you now some picture of the flight test campaign. So this is P02 with one of the flight test crews. We have several flight test teams that are taking care of the program. We have two aircraft, several flight crew, several support crew, of course, that they come together with the aircraft. Then here a picture with these are not Eskimos, these are Pilatus employees, ECS engineers taking care of the Eglin, McKinley climatic chamber on the cold soak testing. Next is Iqaluit. That was a picture of the last ferry flight when we flew the aircraft the second time over to the States just about a month ago. And this is a very impressive picture from Cranfield in the UK, where we did very successful testing on the water spray on the aircraft. So, as I just mentioned, the aircraft behaves very well, and also our pilots are confirming that, what I just said. And what does it mean? About 3 years ago, when we launched the aircraft in eBase 2013, we already published performance data with the aircraft that we actually guaranteed to our buyers that we will achieve this number when we certify the aircraft. So what does this mean? If we start first, speed, we can tick the box on the speed on 425 and also on the stall speed 81 knots. But this is just to say that's the minimum we said we will achieve, and we know today we will achieve. The same on the range. We said 6 passengers, 1,800 nautical miles, 4 passengers, 1,950 miles. Also today, we know these 2 figures are a tick in the box, and more to be communicated at eBase 2017, where we can share with you the exact figures where we are. But as we mentioned also in the media release, we expect to exceed all these data. Payload, 2,500 pounds as well, tick in the box. And in terms of runway performance, also there, landing distance and balanced field aims. We know where we are there. The aircraft performance-wise, landing and takeoff performance-wise, gives us a lot of good feel on where we are, but these figures are a tick in the box. So this is great news to share with you today, that the PC24, what we said we will achieve, we know we will, and on some of these figures we will definitely be better. But not just flight testing activities are going on. There is a lot of activities together with our training partner, Flight Safety International, for pilot and maintenance training at the moment. Big milestones were achieved already. One to mention is the move of the new simulator from the production site, from Flight Safety production site in Oklahoma to Dallas Lee Learning Center just a couple of weeks ago, and being installed there to get ready for the first prototype training. What we're also very proud of is that we offer to our clients a fantastic concept, flight safety concept, the matrix training. Normally get the matrix training only on bigger jets, bigger business jets, but with the PC24 we can offer to the customer this matrix training. Means that we have new and modern training tools available, such as graphical flight simulator and DTS working stations. These are not just available for pilots, but as well for maintenance training. So also the technicians, the maintenance staff can use these training devices to be trained on the systems on a very modern and very efficient way. To serve our customers' requirements, we will start on the maintenance class training on 2 locations from beginning. One will be in Dallas and the other will be at Stanz headquarters, Pilatus headquarters in Switzerland. So we have from beginning 2 locations for maintenance classroom training, and in Stanz as well we will offer the practical training on the aircraft. An aircraft is as good as the sales and support network, and also there we work hard together with our Pilatus authorized sales and support centers to guarantee a seamless entry into service for this new business jet coming soon. Based on our successful, as Ignaz mentioned, PC12 network, we build up the PC24 concept, and there will be some news to the market. One especially to mention is the Crystal Care program. First time we will introduce together with a new product and a support program called the Crystal Care program. This program is the most comprehensive program in the industry. Why? We have recommended service bulletins covered with that program. We have maintenance tracking covered as a standard in that program. We have an electronic flight bag coming along with that program. We have the TAP Blue, a total assurance program of Williams included into the program. And last but not least, we have the mechanical and avionics protection plan from Honeywell also included in that program. This is a fantastic product that comes along with the PC24, so you know where your costs are going and you protect your asset for future resale value. So this is my last slide, and another milestone, a big milestone coming up soon. This Wednesday, We will present for the first time the PC24 to an official audience here in the US. The P02 will come for 1 day on the static display, and I hope you all will be there and experience this fantastic aircraft that we will show to you. After the static display on the 3rd of November, the aircraft will be ferried back to Switzerland and continue with the flight test campaign. So that brings me to the end. We are all extremely excited on what's going on and to bringing this aircraft to the market. The PC24 is the best equipped aircraft in this category, and we will bring new features and performance together with the aircraft to the market you will never see before. So this, keep in mind, and come out to Wednesday to the event and see that in real. Thank you very much, and have a good NBAA.